What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. And today, first of all, hope you enjoyed yesterday's pre-recorded podcast episode. Hope you enjoyed my NHL award ballot if you saw it. If not, you can go watch it after this. But whatever, either way, hope it was good. So, yeah, we are back here. For Wednesday's episode. So for today, we're gonna go over my prediction for today's NHL games. There's no USHL games on today. Review, um, Monday and Tuesday's USHL games, review Monday and Tuesday's NHL games, and then preview today/tomorrow's NHL and USHL games. So what that means is, depending on when I do my podcast, so if I do it earlier in the day, I'll preview the games of the day of. And then if I'm doing it later, which I am doing it later today, I'll preview the next night's games, which I'm doing it later tonight, so I'll be previewing tomorrow's NHL game, which will be April 24th, Thursday. NHL and USHL games, specifically NHL, because USHL doesn't, the conference finals don't start until Friday. Oh, yes, that's what we're looking like right now for today. I have moneypuck.com open. So it's my favorite hockey website. I love other hockey websites like Puckpedia is great, Hockey Reference is great, StatMuse is great. All those websites are great. Those are my four favorite, but MoneyPuck is my favorite out of the bunch. I love moneypuck.com. We'll be using that today during this episode, so keep that in mind. When I do use it, I will shout it out just in case, just so you guys know what it is. Moneypuck.com. Check it out. I'll check it out. I'll shout it out as soon as we open it up later in this episode. But yeah, let's get into my predictions here. So today's predictions, I had Washington defeating Montreal. I just thought Washington is a better team, and they're at home. I think Washington's a better team tonight, and which I ended up winning. I had the Avalanche defeating the Stars. Landeskog's back. Robertson and Heiskanen are both out for Dallas. Colorado's up 1-0 when I started recording this. And I had Edmonton defeating LA. I thought McDavid and Draisaitl were going to take at least one in LA. And when I started recording this, LA was up 1-0, so not looking good in that prediction. But I don't really care, really. My predictions aren't that important. So let's get predictions out of the way. Let's get my shout outs going here. All my social media is extra Twitter, which I post a lot of stuff on there just randomly about all the games, repost stuff. Check that out. I'll talk most about hockey quite frequently on there outside of this podcast, obviously. And then my Facebook's down there, Instagram, TikTok, my Spotify, my Discord, my Twitch Discord, my website, my American football channel, my basketball channel, my baseball channel, all that, USHL discussion Facebook group for 5.2 thousand USHL fans. Another group called Saints for Life is about 1,000 big fine Saints fans. All that, and a paragraph and a half who I am want to do this podcast, and another paragraph how to contact me if you have any comments, questions, or concerns about this podcast. All that much more is description of this podcast. Check it out if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel for like this podcast. Following on Spotify, same thing. Like this episode if you like this episode in particular. Liking Spotify, same thing. And turn on post notifications YouTube channel if you want to know every time I go live and or upload a video on this YouTube channel. So yeah, throw that out of the way. Let me adjust this because it kind of looks goofy. Not gonna lie, a little bit down. No, whatever. Move it down there for real. Alright, that's good. Better. Then I'll move this over. Oh my god, why is the thing doing that? Just put it in the middle. Goodness. Very precise. Goodness, things make me every time. Alright, now we good. We got it. Down. There we go. Actually, we got it. And then move this over. Like here. Oh. Whatever. Honestly, whatever. Fine. But yeah. We got that. So, let's review Monday and Tuesday's USHL games. let's get into it. So we have the Saints and the Madison Capitals starting out Game 3 in Bob Suter's Legacy 20 Arena in Middleton, Wisconsin. We got the series tied up 1 apiece. First round, best of 3. And then the second round's best of 5. Conference Finals, best of 5. Clark Cup Finals, best of 5. So we got best of 5 series. Basically, it's a best of 3 series from here on out since the series is tied 1-1. And then we got the if necessary, which it didn't end up being necessary, but if it were to have been necessary, we would have headed to Dubuque for Game 5. But yeah, here it is, Madison, Game 1. Gavin Yolenkamp opens up the scoring early, less than 8 minutes into the game, opens the scoring for Madison up 1-0. And then Colin Frank ties it up for Dubuque early in the third. He ties it up. Tie game. And then regularly, not too long later, takes a lead back for Madison. And later in this, 8 minutes and 9 seconds in the second period, Jonathan Morelos scored the power play goal for the Saints, ties it up at 2. And then with 8 minutes and 7 seconds left, into the third period, but 11 minutes and 53 seconds left, Cooper Dennis gets a beautiful feed and set up from Van Fleet, pots it home, beats Heil. Saints lead 3-2, and then Heikki Ruohonen with 26 seconds left puts the empty net. Saints win Game 3, and they head on Tuesday, the next night at this point, to try to close out the Caps in Madison. Huge win for Dubuque as they pick up back-to-back wins to Madison. And then Waterloo comes out flying and ends up beating Sioux Falls. Actually, I wouldn't say they came out flying. They actually loved the first goal, but still, as soon as they got one, they unloaded a bunch, just like Dubuque did in Game 2. But Waterloo did it in their first home game in Game 3. They ended up winning 6-2, shot to 40-32 in favor of Waterloo. Waterloo went 2 for 6 on the power play. Sioux Falls was 0 for 4. 30 saves and 32 shots against for Carter Casey is another phenomenal night. He's been phenomenal as affiliate call-up in the last 2 weeks of the season. He was phenomenal heading in the playoffs. He's been ridiculously great this playoff, especially Game 3. To have Waterloo have a chance to close it out on Tuesday night in Waterloo. And then Lincoln Stars complete the sweep. 2-0 shutout victory. A 17-save Jan Shostak shutout. The Lincoln Stars complete the sweep in Sioux City, and they're heading on to play the Western Conference Finals of the winner of the Waterloo and Sioux Falls series, which might be determined on Tuesday. It was. But, yeah, shot to 32-17 in favor of Lincoln. They played a great game. Both teams won 0 for 2 in the power play, and Lincoln is the first team to punch their ticket to the conference finals, and they await the winner of Waterloo and Sioux Falls at this point, and then Dubuque gets one game closer to heading to the conference final. Then we have the Tuesday's games of the USHL action here in the Saints. They get one early in the second with Barron, and then they get 3 more from Barron, Frank, and Desi. 3-0 Saints. Mason Rowe gets one back for Madison Capitals, and then Spicer gets one. And then 12:04 into the third, Van Fleet gets one, and then Ekman with 8 seconds left puts the empty net. That's a 30 apiece. Dubuque gets 1 for 2 in the power play. Madison goes 0 for 2 in the power play. 29 saves and 30 shots against the Bierman. He is been the best goal. He has the best stats in the playoffs. The 955 save percentage. He has the best save percentage by a long shot too for the playoffs, and best goals against average. And the Saints, 3 straight wins, back to back, including 2 in Madison. Madison's one of the best home teams in the league. Very impressive showing for Dubuque. They head on to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then Muskegon completes a sweep on home ice. They sweep the number 1 seeded Youngstown. Muskegon's on a 4-game win streak. They win 5-3 at home, shot to 33-17 in favor of Youngstown. Youngstown's 1 for 2 in the power play. Muskegon's 1 for 1 in the power play. Melbourne Straw 3 back-to-back horrid performances. Loses out for the Phantoms. Phantoms outplayed Lumberjacks arguably at least 2 of the 3 games, maybe all 3 of them, but Melvin Shaw laid an egg in all 3 of the games. He is goalie of the year finalist because of the regular season, how he did in the regular season, but he laid an egg in all 3 games in the playoffs. Muskegon completes a sweep. They're on a 4-game win streak. Dubuque on a 3-game win streak. Muskegon on a 4-game win streak. They will meet on Friday night in Dubuque for the Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. That will be a best-of-5 series starting in Dubuque on Friday. And then Waterloo in double overtime. An instant classic. One of the best USHL games in Tier 1 history. I'll say it. And Brandon McMorrow walks in the zone. Quick wrister. Snipes it over glove A and right. Instant classic. runs to center ice, hits the Patty Kane heartbreaker celly as he jumps into the boards. Waterloo Blackhawks are on to play the Lincoln Stars in the Western Conference Final. It's shot to 49-44 in favor of Sioux Falls. 44 saved and 45 shots against for Carter Casey. 38 saved and 44 shots against for Aiden Wright. Waterloo 1 for 2 in the power play. Sioux Falls 0 for 1. It's a classic, one of the best USHL games in Tier 1 history. But yeah, a ridiculously phenomenal game. Waterloo wins it, and they're playing Lincoln, and starting Friday, I believe, in Lincoln. So yeah, I'm gonna double check that there just to make sure. Yep. The conference finals are officially official, as I said on my Twitter page. Starting on Friday, you got the Eastern Conference Finals. Muskegon Lumberjacks and the Dubuque Fighting Saints meet up in Dubuque on Friday night, 7:05 Central, 8:05 Eastern, 5:05 Pacific. And then also on Friday night, the Waterloo Blackhawks travel to Lincoln as the number 1 Anderson Cup champions. Lincoln Stars host the Blackhawks in the Western Conference Finals, 7:05 Central, 8:05 Eastern, 5:05 Pacific. So, yeah, that's what we're looking like right now for the conference finals of the USHL. And yeah, we'll be tuning in on that one. Saturday, the two teams meet up in the same location. Tuesday, will be Game 3 in Muskegon between Dubuque and Muskegon. And then on Wednesday, will be Game 3 between Waterloo and Lincoln, will be held in Waterloo. And Game 4 of Muskegon and Dubuque in Muskegon. Then, if necessary, Game 4 versus Waterloo and Lincoln will be held in Waterloo Thursday, May 1st. And then, if necessary, Game 5 between both the Fighting Saints and Lumberjacks in Dubuque, in Lincoln, in Waterloo, in Lincoln for Game 5. So if they both go to Game 5, they'll both be playing Saturday, May 3rd. But yeah, all that's in the USHL app and the website if you ever want to know. But yeah, that's where we are right now in the USHL. They don't have. Do we have any USHL? Oh no, tomorrow's Thursday, so no. Okay, so Monday's NHL games. Oh, we got 4 barn burners. 4 for 4 on the night. We're starting with the Capitals and the Canadiens. Ovechkin gets 2 goals. Including his first career playoff overtime winner. Gets a power play goal to start off the scoring. A minute and 26 left in the first period, he gets a goal. Canadians are down 2-0, get 2 third period goals, tie it up, go to overtime, and then OV gets the eventual game winning goal. Here's when we're going to use moneypuck.com. Moneypuck.com, the best hockey website in my opinion. Yeah, I think so. Again, moneypuck.com. So jump on your Safari, Google Chrome, Google, whatever you use. Browser, search up moneypuck.com and it'll pop up here. So, yeah, that's what we're on right now. You can, oh, never mind, my thing's blocking it, but still. So, here, you can look at the shots here. You look right here, you see my little cursor right here in the middle. So, we're going to look at the shots here, okay? Here is where the Capitals scoring chances, okay? Get the thing out of the way, it's annoying. And then here is the Canadian scoring chances. Okay. So here's what we're looking at right here. That thing needs to go away. Actually, it's annoying me. Fine. But right here. So if you see right here, look at how much shots. That thing's so annoying. I'm just going to move it all the way up here. Okay, that's fine. But you see, looking at right there, so I'm not moving my mouse cursor because then the box will block it. But look at all those shots right there in the slot from the Canadians and the Capitals. Look at the Capitals, bro. Look at the Capitals right over here. The Capitals scoring chances. Absolutely ridiculous how much scoring chances they had in the slot. A ridiculous performance from Mambo. If we look over here, he ended up making 29 saves and 32 shots against. Heading into overtime, he made 28 saves and 30 shots against. he had a great night himself. He has bailed out the Canadiens a lot of times. But Logan Thompson had 33 saves and 35 shots against. He bailed out the Capitals. No defense, a lot of offense. Canadiens been doing that all season. Now to see the Capitals doing that, not great. But Capitals did let up a lot of shots over here in this left circle, which Logan Thompson's been able to see pretty easily, and he's been able to make those stops over here in the left side of the ice over here. Not so much over here on the right side of the ice. So yeah, he was able to see that one and that, but most of the Capitals scoring chances were in the slot. Very bad defense from the Canadiens overall. And if you see in that overtime winner, the Ovechkin literally is wide open in front of the net. So yeah, just saying. Like, that's an observation of mine there. So no defense, all offense. If you want all offense, a lot of scoring chances. Got that game, got that series right there. So we got the Jets and the Blues, and oh, what a bounce back game we got from the man in between the pipes. Both tendies really, but I'm talking specifically about Hellebuck. But yeah, so here is the shot. Deserve the win meter, 69.9% in favor of Winnipeg. So they 70.7. I don't know. It keeps bugging out. 71. Why does it keep changing? Just stay in one spot. 71.7% in favor of the Jets. So so here's the thing. We'll get into the Stars game in a minute, but the Stars had a million, it felt like, opportunities right in the slot. Right in between the circles, which would be right here. Okay? Everyone cursor is right here. Okay. So, how many opportunities I got in and around the crease, around this area, around the crease, right here, was ridiculous. Okay? It was. But look at where the Jets are holding them from. All around the circles. They're ripping shots from the circle. If Hellebuck is screened, they'll beat Hellebuck's screen. Screening Hellebuck's the only way to do it. I feel like the reason why they're not shooting as much in the slot is because Hellebuck's so good at stopping those shots in the slot. If you shoot it back here, the bottom, your top half of the zone, and screen Hellebuck, that's how you beat them. It's by design. It is. So, like, the third goal of the first game, Jordan Kyrou sniped, perfect example. Hellebuck couldn't see a thing. Walked in from the right circle and sniped it over the blocker of Hellebuck. Perfect example. The way to beat Hellebuck is screening him. That's how they do it. It's by design. But if you look over here, the Jets, right here in that circle, right around that crease, look at where they're shooting from. All in the slot. Only so much Benner can do when you're ripping shots in and around the crease all game long. So they might only have 22 shots, but the shots that they were getting were high quality opportunities. 21 saves and 22 shots against for Hellebuck, looking closer to regular season Hellebuck form. Jets won a tight one, 2-1. In Winnipeg, they head to St. Louis, was a 2-0 series lead. Huge for them. But we talk about this Avalanche game here. McKinnon gets a third of the playoff power play goal. Back and forth. In overtime, Colin Blackwell shoots a shot, gets saved by a attendee, finds a loose change, pounces on it before anybody else does, finds a rebound, roofs the rebound over the glove of Mackenzie Blackwood. Beautiful play for Blackwell overall. I mean, it really was. It was a great play. So, moneypuck.com here. Okay. So, deserve to win meter. We're going to let it simulate the game 1,000 times here. I'm not quite sure how it does that, but you see right here on my mouse cursor, it's okay. Look at deserve to win meter. Deserve to win-o-meter. Okay. Here it is. Here are the shots. I wish you could see where my pen's pointing right now, but you can't because you can see my screen, not me. Look at right here where my mouse cursor is real quick before I move it up here. Okay. So, you look where the Stars are shooting. Look at where they're shooting. Blackwood is peppered, brother. Like, not only are you shooting shots in there, you're getting 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 chances at it right in the crease. Look at how many green circles are in the crease. Blackwood is getting peppered from right in front of his face all game. And if you look at where the Avalanche are shooting, all around the zone. All around the zone. They got their opportunities. Don't get me wrong. They had their opportunities in the slot. But if they let up that many slot shots to the Jets, and the Jets keep playing like the way they've been playing defensively, the Jets will beat the Avalanche, assuming the Avalanche get past the Stars, because at this point, I don't know if they can. But, I mean, they will. I think they will. But, yeah. There's a place for concern. There is a place for concern. You could definitely understand. Oh my goodness, the Kings are beating the Oilers 3-0. What are we doing? Brent Clark scored his first of the playoff power play goal. Byfield scored his second back-to-back games, back-to-back goal for Byfield, and Kuzmenko scored his second, same thing, back-to-back game, back-to-back goal for Kuzmenko, again on the power play. Kuzmenko's really, really helped that Kings power play. I won't lie, it has. You're nothing Kings, I feel bad for McDavid and Draisaitl. Get them out of there, bro. McDavid and Draisaitl need to get out of Edmonton, bro. Like, it's actually ridiculous. Last year was the best chance, and they fell just short by 1 goal. It's crazy. But final game of Monday here, we look at Kings and the Oilers. Well. Kings up 4-0. They look dominant. Evan Bouchard throwing pizzas up the middle. Stuart Skinner letting ones by him. Not good for the Oilers. All right, and the Oilers get 2. Like, all right, 2-goal game. Kings score again. We're like, okay, Stuart Skinner and that. Okay, we're down 5-2. McDavid gets assist. Corey Perry, beautiful assist. Then he says Hyman, beautiful assist. 1-goal game. And then McDavid says, screw this, I'm doing it myself. Pots it on a 5-hole on Kemper. It's a tie game. But you want to know what Stuart Skinner does with about 43 seconds left in the game. It gets deflected off a defender, and it bounced like a knuckle puck, basically. And it floats over his shoulder at about 3 miles an hour, it felt like. Flew right over his shoulder, into the net. 43 seconds left. Philip second of the night, takes the lead. Kings win 6-5. Now let's take a look at MoneyPuck.com's thing of the game here. Thing of the game. Like, summary of the game. Not really summary, but just like summary of like the shots, the opportunities that we're getting taken here. I love Money Puck though, because I haven't even checked it out for the game that happened today. Like, after this podcast, I'll probably check it out for the game that happened like today. So yeah. Holy moly, guys! Can we load Money Puck? Goodness, man! Holy moly! MoneyPuck.com. MoneyPuck.com. .com's key. You can just search on Money Puck and it should be the top result. But boop, boop. The inevitable has happened again. My mic got disconnected. Oh, jeez. The inevitable has occurred again. Okay, now we're going to use my mouse in the time being, since my microphone, USB, don't want to work. We're going to plug in my mic. You plug in my, Gee. We're going to plug in my mouse. Gee, why did it take that so long, bro? My Money Puck is not locked in today. Jeez Louise. Can we get the Kings game up, please? The inevitable. The inevitable. The inevitable has occurred again. Alright, check these scores again just to make sure nothing happened. Oh, and Draisaitl scored. 3-1. I said on McDavid does something different, dog. Something different, brother. Holy moly, money o'clock, lock in. Bouchard said, I am rather not play defense. I'd rather let Byfield walk in. Good lord. Bouchard's actually so bad at defense, bro. He's so good in playmaking, but he's so bad in defense, bro. Lock in. Apparently, Cole Caulfield got cross-tracked to the face and got pretty angry. Patrick Laine tonight at 5 out of 5. 0 goals, 0 assists, 0.0 shots, 8.11 expected goals for percentage. Dead last in the Habs. Maybe you should care a little bit more about Ovechkin, bro. Bro, that's the Merc response from Laine when he said, oh, Ovi's gonna play against you. What do you think? I couldn't care less. Bro, we couldn't care less about you being a power play merchant. Anyways. Back on that road again. Oh my god, it actually loaded so fast that time. See what happens when it actually locks in, brother? Goodness, bro. Alright. The Oilers got their chances, but the Kings were actually, like, they were shooting all around the middle of the ice. Like, yeah, exactly how I'm feeling right now. So, get this thing out of the way, bro. Right here, this was Denote's goal, wide open from the crease, Look right here, this was Kempe's goal, wide open in front of the net. Look right here, this is Kuzmenko goal, back door. We look over here, this is Kevin Fiala's goal. Okay, a slap shot right here from the top of the right circle, bang. Okay, that's how it went. That's exactly how it went too, by the way. Right here we got Philip Danault second of the night when he shot the puck, went off the away defender by right here, floated, whoop, right into the net. Okay, perfect representation of what happened there. And if you look over here, McDavid, I'm pretty sure it should be the McDavid goal, right? Nope, that was Yanmark goal. That was the Hyman goal. Okay, this should be the McDavid goal. Wait, back up over there. McDavid goal. All right, see, he came down here. Down the zone, down there, drooped out a defender, drooped out another defender, walked down here, back in, and then shot the puck just over a 5-hole that he had a room, and bang, back into the back of that, came around here, hit the little celly, and all the way down here to the bench. Actually, it would be, he did that, and then came around here to the bench, and celly, and then here comes the note, walked down the middle off a defender, walks on a defender, floats over to his Skinner's shoulder in the net, and he's 43 seconds left. Got a pretty good representation of what happened there. Yeah, W. Thank you for a round of applause, guys. Thanks. Okay. We had a whole another day's game to go. Tuesday. Hurricanes and the Devils. You remember game 1? The Hurricanes got 45 shots, and it felt like 39 of them were in the slot, ripping them at Markey. Ridiculously terrible defense in the Devils. Devils game 2, they lost, but they locked in a lot better in defense. Not only did they let up like 20 less shots, the shots that they let up were a lot less high danger, a lot less dangerous shots. But yeah, still only put up 1 goal. Not looking great for the Devils offense. And they got more injuries to deal with. So, yeah, classic Devils. Most Devils game ever. Leafs and the Senators back and forth. Leafs take 2-0 lead. Senators tie it up late. Take the overtime. Max Domi is the overtime winner. And just like that, the Leafs have a 2-0 series lead heading to Ottawa. Then we over to the Battle of Florida. Vasilev's up 6 goals and 17 shots against. Not going to win any much hockey games. Panthers look dangerous. If I was the rest of the league, I'd be scared. I'm not even playing in the NHL. I'm scared for them. And then the Wild in the late game of the night take down the Knights. Kirill Kaprizov, Matt Boldy looking nasty, bro. Nasty, filthy. This Wild team looking good, though. 30 saves and 32 shots against Gustafsson. I predicted that one right. That was actually an upset pick that I got spot on. The Wild are looking good. Looked really good that game. They were buzzing for times. Kirill Kaprizov and Boldy was absolutely smelting the Knights' top six right now. The way Kirill is drawing all the attention, playmaking, finding Boldy finishing. Boldy sometimes draw the attention since he is scoring goals with Kaprizov open. Sometimes get him a goal. Like, they're just so good when they're associating together, and great, just great. And they're getting depth scoring right now. Gustafsson's playing out of his mind, especially in Game 2. Yeah, Wild, if they can put it all together like they did in Game 2, but maybe less than 32 shots, that'd be ideal, but yeah. A lot of good signs from Game 2, though, tied 1-1, heading back to Minnesota. I could see an upset here happening for the Wild, but I don't think it will. I had the Knights winning in 7, but I am one to admit that the Wild are a very good team, and I could see them pulling off a couple of upsets down the stretch. So for the rest of the series, and I would not be surprised if they do win a couple more games throughout the series and force a Game 7, because that's what I have having in my bracket, and my bracket is looking pretty good right now, because I've been keeping track of my prediction rate. Yes, I'm still doing that. So in the NHL, for the NHL regular season, since February 28th, 2025 is when I started tracking this, I went 156 for 252 in the regular season, 61.90%. So I have a 61.9% percentage for getting it right, prediction right. For the playoffs, I got 7 out of 8 game 1s correct for the round 1. 5 for 5 in game 2 so far. So yeah, I'm kind of cooking. So 87.5% on the game 1s and 100% so far in game 2. So yeah, I'm kind of cooking right now for my bracket and my prediction rate. For the USHL, regular season is 63 for 96, 66.625%. A playoffs, first round, game 1, 4 for 4 in game 1, 0 for 4 in game 2, ill. 1 for 1 in game 3. Round 2, game 1, 1 for 4, 25% ill. Game 2 is 2 for 4, 50% ill. Game 3, 2 for 4, 50% ill. Game 4 is 1 for 2, 50% ill. Yeah, USHL playoff predictions is not looking too hot right now. Did have the Saints going to the Eastern Conference Finals, which was for some reason kind of a bit of a hot take. But yeah, that ended up looking good. Stars, I have them heading to conference finals. Lumberjacks, Blackhawks, not so much. So yeah, my Club Cup finals: Saints and the Stars, and Saints winning in 5. In case you wonder. Yo. Okay. We gotta look at tomorrow's games. The NHL, because there's no USHL games tomorrow, so yeah. No USHL games on tomorrow, so I'm gonna look at the NHL games. So, starting up here from the top, we got Battle of Florida game number 2. Game number 1, Vasi said, let up a goal on every other shot, basically. Not necessarily, but it looked pretty close, bro. Pretty close to being that. Lightning couldn't keep up with them. Panthers were buzzing. They were getting good shots. The shots they were doing, they're opportunistic. Vasi didn't look too good. He was getting pummeled. I expect the Vasi to have a big bounce back game in game 2. I expect the Lightning in general to have a bounce back game. I'm expecting the Lightning to win. Spoil for my predictions. I have the Lightning winning this game. But I think the way the Lightning bounce back is going to be pretty good, but it's going to be a very close game. Panthers are going to look scary. Lightning are going to look scary. Whoever comes out on top of this series, in my opinion, is going to the Cup final. Out of the East. Are they going to win it? No. Jets is still my Cup pick, but just saying. Okay, so, yeah. And then the Leafs and the Senators. Leafs and the Senators, game 1. Leaf jumped out on them really quick. The young Senators team was not ready for the playoff hockey quite yet. 6-2 smack-a-lacking from the Leafs. Game 2, very even game, very close game, very physical game. Went to overtime. Max Domi to get the overtime winner. Game 2, so much better for the Senators. Kept it really close. They did fall, but now being back at home in Ottawa, I expect Toronto Maple Leafs fans to take over Ottawa in that game. I expect them to take over that building, but even I think that will be huge for them. I could see them pulling off a victory here, but I'm going to take Senators. I think there's going to be enough home fans there for the Senators compared to Leafs fans there, but I think the Senators have to get one. I think they're going to get one in game 3 to get the series up 2-1 heading to game 4 in Ottawa. That's my opinion, though. And then we got Game 3, Wild and the Knights. I think the Knights bounce back in this one, but game 1, very close game. Knights able to come out 4-2. Game 2, Knights definitely outplayed the Wild. You can tell in the shots, but the opportunities the Wild were getting, the shots they were getting, were higher danger. Kirill Kaprizov and Matt Boldy has been smelting the Knights so far this series. Those two can stay hot, and the Wild can get consistent depth scoring. They would be dangerous. The Knights' top line need to step up against Boldy and Kirill Kaprizov. They need to put some points on the board. Dorofeyev scored in Game 1. Eichel needs to step up big time. Thomas Hurdle's been great. Eichel needs to step up. Stone needs to step up. Top six outside Dorofeyev and Hurdle, those other guys need to step up. They need some consistent depth scoring. Their defense has been great. Goaltending has been Game 2 was pretty bad. Game 1 was great. So we got to see what Aiden Hill will show up here in Minnesota. But we're going to see what Aiden Hill shows up and just what type of consistent offense shows up for the Knights. But I'm predicting the Knights to win that game in Minnesota. And then to end the night, Game 3, Blues and the Jets. Jets have looked good, dude. I'm tempted to pick the Jets here, but I think the Blues are not going to drop 3 in a row, especially not the third one being in St. Louis. So I'll probably take the Blues to get the. I don't know, bro. I really like the way the Jets are playing right now. But I'm going to take the Blues to get Game 3 in St. Louis. The Blues haven't been playing bad themselves. I think the Jets have been playing better, but not significantly better. I think the Blues will get the upper hand on them this time and take the W in St. Louis, in my opinion. My opinion. So, yeah. Nothing to do with this podcast episode. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great night, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time you're watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this episode if you haven't already. Subscribing and liking and following and liking and Spotify, same thing. Turn post notification channel if you haven't already. Hope you enjoyed today's episode 29 in season 10. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the NHL Divisional All-Star teams. See you guys tomorrow when I do that. In episode 30 season 10 tomorrow. We enjoyed episode 29 season 10 today. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 30 season 10 NHL Divisional All-Star team. See you there. Peace.